Hey Charles, my name is Jordan, which is kind of annoying this question, but now that LeBron is the all-time leading scorer in NBA history with over 39,000 point careers, also ranking top 5 in assists and still climbing rankings in rebounds, blocks, and steals, all while consistently playing 20-plus seasons at an elite level for an old man, winning 4 championships, 4 MVPs, and making 19 All-NBA teams. Who is better, Jordan or LeBron?
You know, those are some incredible stats.
They are.
Those are some incredible stats. I'm never going to say anything bad about LeBron, I told you. I think he's the 3rd best player I've ever seen play after Michael and Kobe.
Why is ring culture so much more prevalent in the NBA than in other sports?
It's funny, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it's discussed so much in our sport and why it's the A-all, B-all of everything.
But you have to really play hard. Does that hurt you physically?
No, because when I play hard all the time. You know, there's no turn it on here, turn it off here. It's just 110% at all.
A LeBron James superfan walked up to Charles Barkley convinced he had an airtight case to end the GOAT debate once and for all. Every stat memorized. Every accolade locked and loaded. Absolute confidence that the numbers alone would settle it. What Barkley said next dismantled every single point and exposed exactly why the just look at the stats argument collapses when it's challenged by someone who actually watched both players dominate in real time. This wasn't a clickbait hot take or a talking head chasing controversy. Barkley played against Michael Jordan at his absolute peak. He spent decades watching LeBron from the broadcast booth. He has no reason to twist the truth about what he witnessed. And by the time he finished speaking, everyone in that room understood something spreadsheets and highlight reels can never capture. The numbers Barkley dropped don't just counter the argument, they completely change how you think about the debate. Picture the scene. Barkley is doing a fan Q&A when a guy steps up to the microphone. His name is Jordan, which somehow makes the moment even more ironic. You can tell instantly he came prepared. He's got that courtroom energy, like he's about to deliver a closing argument he believes is unbeatable. The stats start flying. Over 40,000 career points. The all-time leading scorer. Top 5 in assists. Still climbing in rebounds, blocks, and steals. 22 seasons of elite basketball. 4 championships. 4 MVPs. 21 All-NBA selections. Each number lands like a haymaker, and the crowd starts buzzing. On paper, it sounds untouchable. How do you argue against the league's top scorer who's also one of its best passers? How do you dismiss 2 decades of sustained dominance? The fan finishes his presentation and practically dares Barkley to explain how anyone could possibly stack up against that resume. And that's when everything shifts. Barkley pauses, looks at him, and gives the expression of a teacher about to explain something painfully simple to a student who thinks they've outsmarted the entire lesson plan.
I love LeBron. I'm not going to say anything bad about him. He didn't go to college for 3 years. You have to factor that in also. He had a 3-year head start on Michael. Okay, since you want me that. So, I'm going to just give a couple of things about, if he wanted to do it fair, he would say, well, how many games did Michael Jordan play compared to LeBron?
The first thing out of Barkley's mouth catches the fan completely off guard because he doesn't trash LeBron at all. He starts by giving him full respect. Those stats are incredible. LeBron is an amazing player, one of the greatest Barkley says he's ever seen. No insults. No dismissal. Then the first bomb drops, the one stat warriors never want to acknowledge. LeBron skipped college and entered the NBA at 18 years old. Michael Jordan spent 3 full years at North Carolina before turning pro. That alone gave LeBron a 3 to 4 year head start from day one. Every counting stat on LeBron's resume includes thousands of points, rebounds, and assists that Jordan never had the chance to accumulate because he was still playing college basketball. That's when Barkley reframes the entire debate with one simple question. If you really want a fair comparison, why aren't we looking at how many points each player scored in the same number of NBA games? When you do that math, the raw totals suddenly lose their power. Jordan scored roughly 5,000 more points than LeBron in the same number of games. 5,000 points. That's about 2.5 full NBA seasons of scoring completely hidden by the career totals people love to cite. Barkley doesn't stop there. Jordan broke his foot in his second season and missed nearly the entire year. Then he walked away from basketball for 2 full seasons to play minor league baseball. Give him those years back and the picture changes instantly. If Jordan had entered the league at 18 like LeBron, if the broken foot never happened, and if baseball never pulled him away, Michael Jordan would be sitting atop the all-time scoring list right now, not LeBron. The room goes quiet. The fan has no response because the logic is airtight. Once you adjust for the extra seasons LeBron was able to accumulate, the gap doesn't just disappear, it flips entirely.
And actually, if you look at the numbers, Michael actually had 5,000 more points in his career, same number of games. 5,000, which is 2.5 NBA seasons. But you have to factor in, Michael went to college for 3 years. And if you remember, he broke his foot his first year, and he retired for 2 years. So if Michael went to the NBA 3 years sooner, not missed his rookie year with a broken foot, and not retired for 2 years, he would be the all-time leading scorer.
Would be the all-time leading scorer. And Barkley wasn't even finished, he was just warming up, because another stat had recently come up on Inside the NBA that genuinely stunned him, and this one flips the longevity argument on its head. Michael Jordan recorded 562 games with 30 or more points across just 15 seasons. That's the number. LeBron James, after 22 seasons in the league, sits at 559 such games. 7 extra years of NBA basketball and he still hasn't caught Jordan in explosive scoring performances. When Ernie Johnson brought up that stat on air, Barkley's reaction said everything. He called it astonishing that someone could play that many more seasons and still trail Jordan in that category. And he's right, because this single number destroys the idea that longevity automatically equals superiority. The 30-point game comparison reveals something deeper. Jordan wasn't just accumulating points over time, he was dominating individual games at a level LeBron simply hasn't matched with the same consistency. Night after night, Jordan imposed his will. Jordan finished his career averaging 30.1 points per game, the highest mark in NBA history. LeBron sits at 27.0. Jordan won 10 scoring titles. LeBron has won 1. Put all of that together and the all-time scoring record starts to look very different. LeBron didn't reach it by outscoring Michael Jordan. He reached it by outlasting him. And those are 2 completely different achievements.
Can I say one thing?
Sure.
Did you ever look at how many shots Michael Jordan took and how many shots LeBron took?
I did not.
Michael Jordan.
They were both gunners.
Michael Jordan took way more shots.
Well, that was his job.
You know, it's all about winning championships and winning.
And it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
This is where Barkley's argument moves beyond statistics and into territory that genuinely bothers LeBron supporters because the numbers stop mattering. The conversation shifts from spreadsheets to how these careers were built. Michael Jordan's entire championship legacy came with one franchise. The Chicago Bulls drafted him. The Detroit Pistons beat him down year after year in the playoffs. And instead of looking for an easier path somewhere else, Jordan stayed. He took the punishment, learned from it, and eventually conquered them. What he built in Chicago transformed a struggling organization into the greatest dynasty of the 90 SSIX championships in 8 years, with the same core, and 0 moments of abandoning ship when adversity showed up. LeBron took a very different route. 7 seasons in Cleveland without getting over the hump led to the decision and a move to Miami, where he teamed up with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. That single choice reshaped how superstars approached their careers and essentially created the modern super team era, stars coordinating in free agency to chase rings instead of building something where they already were. When Miami began to decline, LeBron returned to Cleveland and immediately pushed for a Kevin Love trade. When that situation got complicated, he moved again, this time to Los Angeles, forming another championship partnership with Anthony Davis. 4 franchises. 3 different championship cores, either joined or personally constructed. Barkley has held this stance for years because of that pattern. Jordan first, Kobe second, LeBron third. He calls it team stacking. Julius Erving recently left LeBron off his top 2 all-time lists for the same reason, saying LeBron helped lead the era of assembling rosters rather than growing them. The Scottie Pippen counter-argument always comes up, but it skips a crucial difference. Jordan didn't recruit Pippen, the Bulls drafted him through their own scouting. Jordan didn't leave Chicago when the Pistons kept eliminating him. He stayed until he beat them. Building a champion through the draft is not the same as handpicking co-stars through free agency and forcing trades. John Starks, who battled Jordan and the Bulls throughout the 90s, summed it up perfectly. Jordan wanted to face the best. He didn't feel the need to chase other stars because he believed he was the best player alive. That mentality, the willingness to prove yourself against whoever lines up across from you, without rigging the matchup in your favor, is what separates the truly great from the strategically successful. After all the back and forth, someone finally asks the ultimate question. Forget the spreadsheets. Forget the resumes.
So and let me tell you something. LeBron, we compare him favorable to Magic Johnson. He's a more of a triple threat than Michael was. I'll agree with that. But let me ask you a question. I want you to be honest with me in your heart. If you had one game and you said, I need to win Game 7, would you want LeBron, Michael, or Kobe in one game win all?
LeBron.
Okay.
And here's the wild part, that answer actually strengthens Barkley's argument more than it helps LeBron's case. Michael Jordan never played a Game 7 in the NBA Finals. Not once. 6 trips to the finals, and every series was over before it ever reached a 7th game. Jordan closed the door early every time. 6 championships. 6 finals MVPs. A perfect record on the biggest stage basketball has to offer. Jordan didn't just win titles, she dominated the finals in a way no one before or since has matched. He averaged 33.6 points per game across 35 finals contests. In the 1993 finals against Phoenix, he averaged 41 points per game for the entire series. That number isn't a typo. It's the definition of overwhelming. LeBron's finals resume tells a different story. 10 appearances, which is impressive on its own, but 6 of those ended in losses, including 3 against the same Golden State Warriors dynasty. A 4-6 finals record means more championship losses than wins. The usual counter is that losing in the finals is better than not making it at all. And sure, there's logic there. But Jordan did make it to the finals, and every single time, he won. No one ever got the chance to label him a loser on basketball's biggest stage because he simply refused to lose when everything was on the line. To this point, the debate shifts from achievements to competitive identity. And there's a detail most people don't know that perfectly captures the gap between Jordan's era and the modern game. Jordan's Bulls contract included something called the love of the game clause. And by today's standards, it's almost unthinkable. If Jordan was driving down the street and saw a pickup game at a local park, he could pull over, jump in, and play. If he got hurt doing it, his contract remained fully guaranteed. That wasn't recklessness, that was confidence. That was a player so obsessed with competition, so fearless about proving himself anywhere, anytime, that his team literally wrote it into his contract.
Your love of the game is still there. I can feel it from you, sure. Right? How did that love of the game fuel your career?
It was the basis of my career. My love of the game within my contract, which, I'm pretty sure most contracts now, I'm actually positive now, don't have that clause within the contract where
you had a clause in your contract.
Love of the game contract, right, that if I was driving with you down the street and I see a basketball game on the side of the road, I can go play in that basketball game. And if I get hurt, my contract is still guaranteed. I love the game so much that I would never let someone take the opportunity for me to play the game away from me.
It might not be in the team's best interest, in your best interest, to play all 82. Is that something you thought about at all since you made the goal?
That's a goal, but we'll see.
The next day,
I'm available to go and be in the pro. If OBJ shows up, he might score 100.
That needs a moment to sink in. A man making tens of millions of dollars with everything to lose specifically demanded a clause in his contract that allowed him to play random pickup basketball whenever he wanted. Not because it was smart business, Not because it was safe, but because the idea of someone telling him he couldn't play basketball was unacceptable to him. That isn't calculation, that's pure love for the game at a level modern players simply don't operate at. Today's NBA functions in the complete opposite direction. Stars aren't allowed to ride motorcycles. Insurance policies ban dozens of everyday activities. Pickup games without approval can lead to fines. The entire system exists to protect the investmento, keep players bubble-wrapped until tip-off. And within that system, players sit out games at historic rates. Michael Jordan played all 82 regular season games 9 different times in his career. LeBron James, across 22 seasons, has managed that exactly once. Jordan's final season with the Washington Wizards at age 40 makes the contrast even more absurd. He played every single game, averaging 37 minutes per night. That minute total would lead the modern NBA. No player in the 2022-23 season averaged more than 37 minutes per game. A 40-year-old Jordan was giving more effort and availability than superstars currently in their physical prime. That difference can't be captured by spreadsheets. Jordan showed up every night to dominate. Every game was personal. Every matchup was a chance to prove he was the best player on the floor. LeBron's approach has focused more on body management, longevity, and picking spots carefully to maximize output over time. Neither philosophy is inherently wrong, but one produces undeniable dominance, while the other produces remarkable longevity. And history tends to remember dominance with greater reverence. What should concern LeBron supporters most is that Charles Barkley isn't alone in this view. Legends across multiple generations keep landing on the same conclusion. Julius Erving placed Jordan on his first-team all-time list while leaving LeBron off the second team entirely, citing super-team stacking as the reason. Stephen Marbury went even further, openly questioning how LeBron could be ranked above Jordan when Marbury doesn't even place him ahead of Kobe Bryant. That logic drops LeBron to third among players from his own era. Magic Johnson has echoed this sentiment repeatedly, pointing out how the modern game lacks the competitive fire that defined his generation. Magic and Larry Bird genuinely disliked each other during the season, and that animosity pushed both of them toward greatness. Today's stars vacation together, collaborate on podcasts, and prioritize friendship over rivalry, replacing must-watch tension with a buddy-buddy culture.
What's happened to the rivalries in today's game? Like, I mean,
they don't hate each other.
That's
they don't like. See, I hated Larry and every Celtic. I really don't like you, but you're my little brother. Now I love you because you're out of that green and white. That's what it was, right? The Celtics, Lakers hate each other, disliked each other. So it made for great TV and people tuning in. And now with, I don't know if it's AAU, I don't know what it is. Now everybody's shaking each other's hand. Everybody like each other, won't go at each other like really hard. Even that's what happened to the All-Star game, see?
Yeah.
See, the All-Star
carried into the All-Star game. Right there.
See, we hated the East.
Right.
I'm coming to bust you.
Right.
Michael, Isaiah, Dr. J. You can't have one over me. See, I'm coming to get that. Now,
okay, see, Magic, this is what I
let them score 200 to 200. What is that?
In 2024, The Athletic polled active NBA players on the GOAT debate. Not retired legends holding grudges. Not media personalities chasing clicks. Current players, guys competing in today's league. Michael Jordan received 45.9% of the vote. LeBron James finished at 42.1%. That alone says a lot. Even among modern players, the edge still goes to someone who last played over 20 years ago. When nobody's performing for cameras, this is how the basketball world actually views the debate. Now put the accomplishments side by side, and the picture becomes hard to argue. Jordan, 6 championships. LeBron, 4, but the real difference is the record. Jordan went 6-0 in the NBA Finals. LeBron is 4-6. Jordan never lost on the biggest stage, not once. Regular season MVPs tell a similar story. Jordan won 5. LeBron has 4. But Jordan captured those MVPs in fewer seasons, meaning his peak dominance was more concentrated and more overwhelming. Finals MVPs make it even clearer. Jordan won 6 finals MVPs in 6 championships. He was the best player in every finals series he ever played. No title was won on someone else's performance. LeBron also has 4 finals MVPs, matching his 4 championships. Then there's scoring dominance. Jordan won 10 scoring titles. LeBron has 1. That means Jordan finished as the league's top scorer in 10 separate seasons, a level of sustained offensive dominance that has never been matched. Defense often gets overlooked, but it matters. Jordan made 9 all-defensive first teams. LeBron has 5. Jordan wasn't just an offensive force, he was one of the greatest perimeter defenders ever, and he remains the only player in NBA history to win MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in the same season. Add it all up, and just 13 full seasons, Michael Jordan produced. Championships, a perfect finals record. Now here's the part that puts everything into perspective. LeBron James and Kevin Durant combined nearly 40 seasons of basketball have produced fewer championships, fewer MVPs, fewer scoring titles, and fewer all-defensive honors than Jordan achieved by himself. 2 of the best players of this generation, playing almost 40 combined years, still couldn't match what one man did in 13. That's not bias. That's not nostalgia. That's simple math. The LeBron Superfan approached the microphone convinced raw accumulation points, assists, longevity had ended the debate forever. But what Charles Barkley exposed, and what legends from that era keep repeating, is this: greatness isn't measured by games played or stats stacked over time. Championships matter more than finals losses. Sustained dominance matters more than longevity. 13 seasons of absolute destruction were all Jordan needed. He arrived, conquered everything in front of him, and walked away with a perfect finals record that nobody in modern basketball has come close to matching. LeBron James is undeniably one of the greatest players ever. Historic longevity, elite versatility, and massive impact on the sport. But when you measure greatness by titles, finals performance, peak dominance, and competitive mentality, a clear gap remains. Every legend who played across both eras says the same thing because they saw something no stat sheet can capture. Jordan operated differently. Jordan brought an ice-cold ruthlessness. Jordan refused to lose when everything mattered. And that's why, more than 2 decades after his final game, this debate still exists, because his shadow stretches so far that even the greatest players who followed him can't escape it. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Does LeBron's longevity argument hold up against Jordan's peak dominance, or does the perfect finals record close the case? Hit like if this breakdown hit home, and subscribe, because we're just getting started breaking down basketball's biggest debates.